everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, and I wanted to do this video as kind of like an update slash few tips, that's the word. Anyways, so on the 16th of November I'm going to Beijing. I am super excited. Obviously I've never been, just wanted to go to see the Great Wall. How exciting. Anyway, so if you have any first of all, before I get into the video, if you have any must-sees in Beijing or any tips, just leave them in the comments below and I would really appreciate it. Anyways, so now on to a couple tips. Not really tips, but hey, who knows. So number one is about flights. Now I use a site called Skyscanner. Now let me just say, it's not sponsored, they don't even know about me, I don't get any money from anything obviously. I just think it's a cool site, so I like to tell people what I know. So it's pretty much about flights, and you can search wherever you want to go and it'll show the cheapest flights going to the more expensive ones. But what makes it different and what makes it cool, and maybe you can do this with everything, but I don't know, I only know about Skyscanner. But say you didn't really know where you wanted to go, and you just kind of wanted to go somewhere. You can search, I live in Australia, so I can search from Brisbane to anywhere, and I can pick either domestic or international, and then it'll show the countries that are cheapest, and then you click on a country and it shows which town or city is cheapest to fly into. How cool is that? By doing that I ended up getting my flights for $505 return, which I thought was really awesome. So just a tip, you want to go somewhere, do that. Also, try and buy your if you're short on money, I try and go in off-peak times, because yeah, the weather is not that fabulous, but I can handle that. I don't really mind. I mean, obviously if you're the kind of person that does mind, maybe you shouldn't, but I don't mind what time I go. I don't mind if I freeze or if I am heating up. I'm cool with it as long as it's cheap. So anyways, on to once you're actually in the country. And it's about hotels, hostels, whatever you're staying at. Make sure you know where you're staying, and make sure you know the address. Make sure you have the address on your phone, so you can show it to people or print it off, whichever one you prefer. And have your station, have everything in a hard copy. On your phone, just somewhere where you can show people, especially your booking number, just in case things go wrong. They have gone wrong with me in the past, but I had the booking number, so it was kind of alright. You really need that, especially there's some countries, well, lots of countries really, that don't use the English alphabet, and when you don't know how to read something, you can't say it, it's hectic to ask people. You need it, do it. Just saying, it's a good idea. Especially maybe going on from that is so I live in a small town, so I have to get to Brisbane and then I fly out. But getting to there is one expense, which cheaper to travel by train, by the way. You're welcome. In Australia, that is. In the UK, travel by bus, way cheaper. In America, I don't know, not been there yet. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. So then, I have to go from where I am to Brisbane and then fly out from Brisbane. And sometimes if you have kind of a connecting thing, that's fine. But if you don't, then an easy way is to sleep in the airport. And I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, how weird is that, sleeping on a couch? Oh my goodness, that's so horrible. It's free. It's free, the airport's open all the time, it's safe. It's not for everybody, I'm going to say that. It's not for everybody, but it does save you money. Although if you're going to sleep in an airport, check what airport you're sleeping in. I sound like I'm promoting homelessness. No. But, in Australia, it's kind of alright. Some of them, kick you out at a certain time. Then you have issues, you don't do that there. Or third world countries, I went to Nepal. Actually, the start of this year, I went to Nepal. You wouldn't sleep in the airport there. So be a bit choosy if you're going to camp out, where you're camping out. That's my only kind of thing. Also, when you're sleeping or laying down, you have a luggage bag and then you have a handbag, backpack, whichever, that's got your important stuff, hug it. Because yeah, everything's safe, but even if you're in hostels, sleep with your bag. Never ever put it down there. Like, I know we all like to trust people, but replacing that stuff is expensive and it's just upsetting. Just don't get yourself into that position. So there's another little tip. So I'm just looking at my list because I've already tried to make this before until my battery died. And it died like 9 minutes after I put it in. Literally. Ridiculous. Anyways, so another thing about saving money is eating. So obviously you gotta eat, it's gonna cost a lot of money. Now you can do, I suppose, like the cheapest way is to buy groceries and then cook. But say you wanna go out, 1 night, 2 nights, you wanna have a bit of a special dinner out. Try and eat where the locals do. Because I know, like, for instance in Bali, if you go to like a kind of Balinesian place, it's substantially cheaper than it is to go to an Americanized place. Like, in a Balinese place, you can, for 2 people, to have like 3 courses and drinks, it's like 20 Australian dollars. Whereas at the Americanized places, for 1 meal it's like $20 because it's, kind of actual prices, I suppose. So eat where the locals do. Even that's the same for every other country. I found in Europe that those, like, the halal, like kebab places, they're really cheap. And it's nice to have like, a €4 kebab. Nice little treat when you don't want to cook. So yeah, cooking is the cheapest, but second up is to eat where the locals eat if you want to go out. Especially happy hour if you want to drink. Happy hours are amazing. Like, even if you're not traveling, happy hour. It's good. Or buying alcohol. Just saying. It'll make your laundry when you're doing that a lot more interesting if you buy the alcohol. But I'm not promoting alcoholism either. Anyways, my next one is to carry your phone charger. I mean, nowadays with like technology the way it is and everyone wants to communicate with everyone everywhere, carry it. And not even to like communicate. Like I have screenshots of like my flight details, my accommodation, how I'm getting places, all on my phone when I go overseas. And if my phone dies, I don't have that anymore. Because I don't really carry hard copies anymore like I used to, but like when I was living in the UK and traveling over to Europe a lot, it was just too difficult, and useless, I suppose, to print stuff out. So carry it all the time. Carry your phone charger. If you have one of those portable chargers, like, that'd be cool. But carry it. Trust me, you'll thank me for it. When your phone is on low battery and you can charge it, you can show people where to go, like where you're trying to go, and they can help you. A lot of the times, like, people don't really understand English depending where you go. And if you show them that, then sometimes they can read it and they can, like, give you not like dodgy directions, but loose directions with not very many visuals and a lot of hand signals. And I mean, something's better than nothing. And the last thing I have is about like getting to and from places when you're in there. And a big tip for that is to take local transport. You see sometimes, for instance in the UK, they had those hop on hop off buses. And I think they had them in like pretty much every city, except for New Zealand, because all the cities are just one street. There's a tip for New Zealand. One street, easy to find things. But hop on, hop off buses, they're like £20 just to get on it. Whereas if you take a local bus there, the bus will tell you where it's going. Then they'll tell you each stop. And so you'll be able to see the stuff and it's like, Parliament House or, all those kind of things. And then you look out and you're like, oh, that's what it looks like. It's like a tour bus, fraction of the price. And so you want to know more about like the history, which I'm not really a kind of like Googling history person. But if you are, then you can just look on Wi-Fi and you don't have to worry about your phone dying because you've got your phone charger. See? It's so good. Local transport. In lots of places, like I know when I was in Italy, you're scanning your little, card thing to get on to the trams. Not the trams, trains, that's it. And you'd always have like an Italian person come up right behind you so they can get in at the same time that you are. So, I mean, clearly the locals have mastered their public transport. Although honestly, I probably wouldn't recommend doing that. But if you do have someone come right behind you, they're probably not trying to pickpocket you, they're just trying to get on for free. So don't freak out. Just saying. So anyway, so that were just like kind of quick tips that I jotted down of things that I found really helpful and things that I do. And another little half tip is to take a business card from where you're staying. You know, just in case you're worried about things, you can always take it. It's always like good to have exactly where you're staying. Because once I was in Spain and I went to that Lee to Matina thing. Basically, you throw tomatoes at people. And then trying to get back to the hotel, I didn't realize that there was like 5 hotels that all had the same name. And I had no clue where to go. I'd only been there not that long. And I was a lot drunk, to be honest. It was not that great, except for the taxi driver was like amazing. So take a business card, know where you're staying. Can't stress that enough. But anyway, so I don't want to go on with any more tips. Just wanted to let you guys know that I will be in Beijing and I'm planning on doing travel vlogs. It might be a little bit sketchy at the start because I don't fully know like how you're supposed to set it out, and I don't really like, I don't like watching other people's until I've already been there and then I can watch them. But it's just there's so many ways that people kind of set them out, so I'm just going to have a go, and then on the travel blogs, if you think I should be doing anything kind of differently or like, you know, structuring the video differently, let me know. I would love to hear your feedback because I'd also like to do some daily vlogs. I can't do them every day because I pretty much work all the time, and like that would be really boring. Me just saying, I'm going to work, I'm home from work, I'm going to work, I'm home from work. That would literally be what it's like. Really boring. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that's coming up. Tomorrow I'm going to try and do a daily vlog thing because I'm going out to the beach with the puppies and that'd be cute. Yeah. Although I am going with my boyfriend to Beijing and he does not want to be on the camera at all, and I asked him, I was like, I really want to do travel vlogs. Are you going to be cool with if I try and like crop you out of it? So you may hear some random man's voice in the background, and that's who it is. Not some crazy person. Or it is a crazy person. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I'll stop talking. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and subscribe if you want to. See ya!